What's going on, guys, and welcome back to Top 5 Scary Videos, the channel where we dissect demonology so you don't have to. My name's Jack Finch and I'll be your host today as we take a look at 10 scary demons that will haunt your dreams.
And maybe, but if you need us, we'll tear your soul apart.
Before we begin, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and let us know what demonic forces terrify you the most in the comment box down below. Thanks for all the positive feedback with our recent demonology series. We're glad that you're enjoying them, and improving one's knowledge of devious demonic creatures could never be a bad thing, right? Well, we've got the best of both worlds. We're going to be stepping into the wider demonic universe and taking a look at some vile creatures from various cultures across the globe. So, without further delay, buckle your seatbelts and let's jump on in. Starting us off at number 10, we have the Alp. A common occurrence in Germanic folklore, the Alp is known for its shape-shifting abilities and is tied to similar werewolf lore. It is known as a nature demon tied to the deep places of the world and is reputed to always wear a very particular hat. Known as a Tarnkap, which roughly translates to a cap of concealment, this piece of headwear gives the Alp specific powers and the ability to turn invisible. This demon is almost always known to attack during the night, controlling the dreams of its victims and weaving them into terrible nightmares. The German word for nightmare is Albtraum, which literally translates to elf dream. When an Alp attacks, folklore states that it sits on its victim's chest as they sleep, becoming heavier and heavier until the sleeper wakes in terror. Next up at number 9, we have Incubus. Now, this guy is pretty obscure, but is referred to in the Infernal Dictionary as a member of the high upper gallery of hell. However, despite his position, Incubus is seen in demonic society as a bit of an idiot, and is commonly referred to as a buffoon and a charlatan. Incubus popped up incredibly frequently in ancient Babylonian scriptures, where he was often found pretending to be Nabu, the god of writing, and developed a devoted following across many major Babylonian cities. He was described as the one who fixes destinies, often illustrated as a large, bulbous humanoid man with horns and hoofed feet. Incubus decorates himself in regal attire with precious gemstones and jewelry. The worrying part, though, is that he is said to rule over visions and dreams, and Incubus is the one who pulls the strings behind the curtain of sleep. Coming in at number 8, we have Leshi. Leshi, or the collective Leshis, are an earth demon that hails from various Slavic forest regions and is similar to the Polvic forest sprite. His blood and skin are blue in colour, his eyes and beard are green, and he doesn't have a shadow. They commonly resemble a satyr, a horned and hoofed humanoid with the features of a goat, but the Leshi are actually pretty peaceful creatures for the most part and protect the birds and animals of the forest. Good guys. The scary part, though, is that the Leshi are children of the devil, birthed from a mortal woman, and they hold dominion over those caught wandering in the forest at night and those that fall asleep there. Bad guys. Stepping in at number 7, we have Belphegor. This guy is pretty damn nasty, I'm not gonna lie. Often identified as Chemosh, the war god of the Moabite society, Belphegor is tied to the biblical slaughter of 24,000 people in the ancient city of Abel Shittim. He is known as the demon of ingenious invention and uses his nefarious machinations to twist the minds of those that he corrupts. Belphegor is commonly depicted as both a male and as a female, where he takes on the guise of both the moon and the sun, respectively. As a female, he appears to those in trouble as a young girl giving money and riches and promises of fortune. Strangely enough, though, according to the Infernal Dictionary, Belphegor attracted quite a large devoted following in ancient times. It is reported that human victims were offered to him, and Belphegor's devoted priests would feast on their flesh. Some ancient rabbis claim that Belphegor could only be worshipped on a toilet, with digestion and human waste being his main source of demonic power. Told you he was nasty. Next up at number 6, we have the Lamia. The Lamia are vile, malicious spirits whose main motivation is to seduce sleeping men, then slaughter them, and even more terribly, kill infants as they sleep. One myth that surrounds the Lamia may offer insight into their origin. It is said that the original Lamia was a single woman, a beautiful queen who hailed from Libya. She was the daughter of Belus, and she had won the heart of Zeus, the ruler of the Greek pantheon. However, his wife Hera became jealous of this union, as you would. In retaliation, she killed all of Lamia's children that were fathered by Zeus. A slight overreaction. In pure rage, Lamia retreated to the deep bowels of the earth, where she mustered a demonic force to enact her revenge on humanity. The Lamia are also known to haunt cemeteries, devouring corpses and leaving nothing left but the bones. And at number 5, we have Gant Etan, a lesser known demon of the Infernal Dictionary. Gant Etan is known as John with the Fingers of Fire, or to the English, as Jack O'Lantern. He is a demon from Brittany in northern France and also pops up in English and Irish folklore. He wanders the streets at night holding 5 candles in his hands, spinning them around in a flaming wheel. He wildly waves his hands at passers-by and calls down wrath to those that have offended him. Also known as a Belenja, or a spirit in pain, this demon is bound to the earth, trying to find a way to commit suicide. According to Guernsey folklore, anyone unfortunate enough to encounter him can warn him off by sticking a knife in the ground with its blade facing up. The demon will then repeatedly jump on the blade, attempting to kill itself. It is thought that Gant Etan's main motivation is to lure travelers away at night by following its mysterious, bright lights into the distance. So if you're on a midnight walk anytime soon, make sure to stay on the path. Bringing it in at number 4 is Dremel Ech. According to Colin de Plancy, the author of the Infernal Dictionary, first written in 1818, Dremel Ech is the great chancellor of the underworld and president of the High Council of Devils. In John Milton's Paradise Lost, it is also said that he is a spirit in guile and malice that exceeds Satan. Or, in short, this guy's more evil than the devil. Often depicted with the face of a mule and the body of a peacock, he is the chief demon of vanity and is said to oversee Satan's own wardrobe. You know, I'm not really digging the whole red look, maybe tone down the horns. In demonology, Dremel Ech is 8th of 10 archdemons in Beelzebub's Order of the Fly, which kind of sounds like some sort of demonic boy band. Dremel Ech was often worshipped in Sephavaim, an ancient city of the Assyrians who burned children on his altars in hope of winning his favor. Yeah, avoid that one. Next up at number 3, we have Garp. Garp, or sometimes referred to in the Infernal Dictionary as Tap, is a high president and prince of hell who commands 66 demonic legions. He despises his demonic counterpart, Beleth, who we covered in our last video, but is of equal power. It is thought that within the politics of hell, Beleth had enslaved Garp, and his burning hatred towards the demon caused him to commit some unspeakable evils. In the times of King Solomon, it is believed that early necromancers would often invoke the power of Garp, where they offered him potent alcohol and ritual sacrifice. If the necromancer had the favor of Beleth, though, he would be completely annihilated by Garp. Garp often takes the guise of a mortal man, and his main motivation is to whisper ignorance and nonsense into the ears of those in power, to make them look like fools and drive their societies into chaos. Kinda sounds like someone that we know. And coming in at number 2, we have Lilith. According to the alphabet of Ben Sira, an ancient text that dates back to 700, Adam in the Garden of Eden had a wife before Eve. Her name was Lilith, and things didn't really turn out too good for her. After refusing to return to the Garden of Eden after having a bit of a fling with the archangel Samael, Lilith became corrupted and deformed and was transformed into a demonic succubus. It is thought that there were 4 different succubi who had mated with the archangel Samael, and they became the original queens of the underworld. They were Lilith, Asheth, Agrat Bat Mahlat, and Nama. Here, the succubi queens would create an army of demons that would torture mortals as they slept. They would take the form of beautiful young girls with the aim of seducing mortals in their sleep, but upon closer inspection, they would be deformed with claws and reptilian tails. Throughout history, various priests have been absolutely terrified of the power that succubi hold over humans and had devoted their lives to trying to curb their demonic hold over the mortal realm. Which leads us to our final spot, number 1, Incubus. Derived from the late Latin word incubo, which literally translates to a nightmare induced by such a demon, the demonic spirit that terrorizes and corrupts mortals in their sleep is infamous across the entire planet. In Zanzibar, it is the Popo Bawa. In Chile, it is known as the Traco. In Brazil, the Amazon river dolphin, or boto, is a combination of a siren and incubus that shapeshifts into a charming man or woman and drowns them in the river. In South African folklore, it is the tokolosh, and in Assam, it is the pori, a demon that deteriorates the human's health as they sleep. The first mention of an incubus comes from ancient Mesopotamia, sometime in 2400 BC, where Gilgamesh's father is corrupted by a host of demons and then transformed into an incubus. Originally, they were regarded as storm demons, but a mistaken translation now regards them as night demons, vile creatures that corrupt sleep. According to the text, the Manus Maleficarum, exorcism is the most effective way to overcome attacks from the incubi. However, a French friar by the name of Ludovico Sinistrari stated in his writings that incubi do not obey exorcists. They have no fear of it, show no reverence for holy things, and do not fear divine law. So things don't sound too great on that front. Well, I hope we've added some more insight into our demonic arsenal, and there you have it, 10 scary demons that will haunt your dreams. Unfortunately, that's all we've got time for today, folks. Thanks for tuning in and making it all the way to the end. You've been watching Top 5 Scary Videos. I've been your host, Jack Finch, and until next time, take it easy.